obviously started more of a second group tonight. I'm guessing with the way it's the last two preseason games, this might be the last longest run out those guys are going to get. What do you see out of those players, maybe one last time to prove themselves in a game environment?
Yeah, pleased overall. I mean, the first 25 minutes, I thought that group was excellent. I think it was 6 shots to 0 or so in the first 20, 22 minutes, and came out with good confidence. We had 4 players, 21 years old or younger, and sometimes when you play guys like that, you don't always know mentally how they're going to be. Are they going to be confident? Are they going to be nervous? And I thought the group as a whole, including those guys, showed a lot of confidence and a very good energy. And at halftime, what I said was, you got to get a goal though. You don't get rewarded for playing well and getting shots and having possession and pressing well. You get rewarded for getting a goal. And so they needed to find a goal in those first 25. And then I thought we got, kind of burned for a couple goals that will offer us a lot of learning, ability to look at, the position of Marco on that first goal and the position of Victor on the first goal. And it came down a channel where we have two, an 18 and a 19-year-old, or I think he's 20 now, Victor, but we have 2 very young players who are trying to do the right thing in that situation, and they go and they rush out. Victor gets too narrow, and then Marco rushes out instead of holding the line, and it created just a bit of a domino. But that's why you play these guys in these games, because they need to learn from those situations, and they learn a little bit about this game and being punished in moments when you let your guard down, and also just the decision making that goes into playing in a way where we press and they have to figure out there are times where you got to hold, so we learned from that, that goal, and then the second goal as well, which I thought, Renico could have done a bit better on that, among other guys. But, at halftime we talked about, in the next 15 minutes, getting the goal to put the last group in position to come in and level it, and they did. So I was proud of the response after halftime to pick themselves back up and, find the goal. Last 30 minutes I thought was some great football. You all watched it. We had it all working, and so sometimes it's difficult to get into a rhythm when you saw 10 guys in the last 30 minutes. It took them about 5 minutes, and then they got on the ball and we had it all working. Adi on the end of a cross, with an Alvis overlap where Blanco played him in, and I just thought the whole group, particularly Blanco and Nagby, the way that they worked in and out. With the way we're playing, that's going to be very important, that those guys don't get too narrow. At times coming in, finding little combinations and interplay with Valeri and Adi, but also being able to get wide, engage the outside backs, and create 2v1s. And I thought they did that in a very good way, where we got a lot of width out of Alvis and Vitas, because we were able to link Blanco and Nagby, kind of in that seam in around the box, where we can, not to get too detailed, but pull the opponent's outside backs narrow and then spring those guys in. So for me, all the ingredients are there. We just got to stay healthy, and we got to keep pushing the minutes and keep pushing the sharpness, and we got to keep staying hungry. We're back to work tomorrow, so we're in at 9 a.m. for a 10 a.m. training. You saw the guys doing sprints on the field. So again, it's preseason, a long way to go, but really pleased overall with tonight, with the exception of the 2 goals that I thought we were, needed to do better on.
You mentioned a lot of young guys out there in the first group. Were there particular players that stood out to you, or particular moments you really like to see?
Yeah, I thought, I thought there were good moments for all of them. I thought Marco had a number of good moments. I thought Victor Arboleda had a lot of good moments where he showed his 1v1 ability and his pace and his penetration on and off the ball. Jack Barnby continues to show some nice things, and Renico looked a little bit more settled than he has, and that's what happens when you just play guys and get them comfortable. And I thought he was more comfortable, especially on the ball today. So I thought it was good, honestly, with the exception of kind of a 10-minute period where we got burned. It was really good.
You've talked about having depth at every position this season. Is that for you kind of the plan to what will be different from last season, or is that kind of oversimplifying kind of the approach to bouncing back after last season?
No, absolutely. That's always the plan, and actually that was what I said to the group before the game. I said in 2015 when we won the championship, we didn't do it with 11 guys. We did it with a squad of 20 guys, 22 guys. And I gave them a couple examples, of Spria getting subbed in the game, in the knockout game versus Kansas City, and pulling off a play to Max Urruti. Those are two guys that were subbed in the game. And if they don't score that goal, we don't win MLS Cup. Jack Jewsbury played the very next game, or actually played in that game, because Chara was out. Ridgewell was out in the second leg to Dallas, and we subbed in Paparazzo. So these are examples of, for me, it wasn't the 11 that won the cup, it was the team that we had, and it was the depth that we had. And I talked about the fact that in this league, that's important with 34 games and travel and heat and international call-ups and injuries that occur because of the dynamics of the league. You have to have a deep team, and that was the number one goal this offseason, was to build a team, I would say rebuild the team in a way where we have depth, where we can rotate, where if we lose guys to injuries, I'm not worried because there's another guy to go in. Where if we lose guys to international duty, I'm not worried. And we're also, that competition there is in every spot where training means something. And also, we need to have depth in every position that allows us to continue to play the style of play that we want, even if we rotate the squad. And last year, we ended up, when we had to rotate, changing the way we play. And this year, with the group that we have, and you saw it in the first 25 minutes. Now, we didn't put it together, long enough, but they played the same way in the same system as the starting guys. And ideally, if we have 22 guys or even more, where we can change and rotate, or if we lose guys, or if someone's form isn't good, we never have to sacrifice our system or our style of play, home or away.